Look, they found the button. Radiant structures have been fortified. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen to the Radiant.
Immortality!
I'll take that.
The wages of fear.
Dire's bottom tower, you would have fallen just now.
My sprites are with us.
Dire's bottom barracks have fallen.
Regeneration.
Nature attend us.
You will floor back.
Where are you going?
Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant victory! Oh, cover your eyes! Dire's bottom tower is taking a drubbing. Dire's Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Well, dress me up and call me Shirley. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Astute observers like myself will note that Dire's bottom barracks have fallen. Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Is that whining idea? Sometimes I find myself saying for no reason at all, Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's ancient and storms.
Food to the fire.
Get a bit caught up here.
The Dire's poor top tower. Can its end be drawing nigh? Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified against all comers. Whether accidentally or on purpose, Radiant structures have been fortified. Is under attack.
My gratitude. I could look at you all day.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Time is running out for Dire's middle tower.
I did hit the trick.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's more for fun.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Some things were just not meant to be.
Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. Sometimes I find myself saying, for no reason at all, Dire's middle tower has fallen. Oh, wait, there's a good reason to say it this time. Ah. this and run.
再见了，宝贝儿。
For the hunt.
Dire's courier has been slain. Uproot and after them. Didn't you hear me telling you to throw it?
No! Get off my lawn. What's the law?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Look at
I wash my head. Radiant structures are fortified. Killing spree. This is ours.
Rise in my...
With me. Double kill.
A prize!
It's a trap.
Dire's top tower is under attack. The direst elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower.
to restore the void within.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Perfect location. What have we here?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. The Dire just can't resist attacking Radiant's top tower. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been slain. Please alert the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Couriers. Oh, cover your eyes! Dire's bottom tower is taking a drubbing. The Dire's poor top tower. Can its end be drawing nigh? Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Two goes into six.
Then
Set.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
There is nothing that can stop this
Radiant's
man.
bottom tower
Thank
is
you,
under
Baba.
attack.
Perfect location.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bounty.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gather round. The Dire's poor top tower. Can its end be drawing nigh? Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This reason. Uproot and aftermath. Killing spree.
See you in the spring.
Warriors of the wood.
Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. With a bit of fancy footwork, Dire's middle tower has been denied.
A prize.
Shadows take us.
If too far.
The direst elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Unstoppable.
Radiant structures are fortified. They must have seen dark clouds on the horizon. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. The direst elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Whether accidentally or on purpose, Radiant structures have been fortified. The direst elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
The road to top
Radiant
3
team
for
ban.
DJ. It starts here. It starts in the lower bracket. This is their first playoff match for T1. It will be their second. Of course, they got dropped down from the upper bracket to get to this point. It is T1 versus Fnatic, two teams from the SEA region going head-to-head to decide which one of them will be a
10
guaranteed
seconds
top
remaining.
8 and therefore get money, therefore get points, all the things important. And
5
also,
seconds
most
Dire
important,
team ban.
therefore get to play in front of a crowd. A lot of added benefit, of course, to winning here today. I'm joined by Purge and SVG, and we're ready for the draft of game number 1. We got Fnatic on the Radiant side. Dire side is for T1, who will also have second pick and overall last pick. So in terms of bans, there were a couple that we were expecting to come out, like the Dream Protector, Dragon Knight, and the Pugna, but the Keeper of the Light making an appearance on the ban side here as well.
10
Fnatic
seconds
does actually
remaining.
pick that hero. It was very popular a couple weeks ago, but it's
5
trended down a little bit.
remaining. Dire
That still
team
likes it a lot.
And stealing the T1 Doom away from them. Very interesting first pick. Again, T1 has been 0-6 since these DK Treant bans have come out. And usually that means you have to propose something, go back to the drawing board, and figure something out that threatens teams. Because teams are just too comfortable
10
banning
seconds
DK Treant.
remaining.
What else is there to fear from T1 right now? So Fnatic
5
keeping on that
seconds
trend.
remaining.
I mean, it kind of undermined a lot of their early strategy because it was all about like Grimstroke stunner combos, basically getting lots of kills, and then they could pick whatever carry felt perfect, even if it was a semi carry, because then they can get pickoffs and continue to stay ahead in net worth. But once that easy pickoff solution is gone from the Dragon Knight, that also solidifies your lane. The game got a lot
10
harder for them
seconds remaining.
now that they're forced to play different style of Dota.
I think that's true for
5
sure, but I
seconds
also think that
remaining.
DK pick goes a bit further, because otherwise things like Mars Sand King would work just as well, right? Like the pickoff is a nice element for them, but I think it's also, again, going back to the idea of what makes T1 comfortable going in that mid-late game. I still think it's a huge portion of this team's identity. And I think a hero like Dragon Knight, if he can get that later Ags from Roche, the shard helps him accelerate his farm rate. I think they just feel more comfortable playing that style than something like a more sacrificial Sand King or Mars. You can play those heroes like that, but again, it's what is Cuckoo going to feel comfortable going in that direction with, which is why the Doom historically has worked so well for that team. I mean, that hero was just an absolute monster in those late game fights when he can get Refresher or Arcane Blink, whatever he wants.
It is cool to see an IO picked without a pairing, though. I assume it's so they can relocate whichever guy gets doomed. Grimstroke is still an option here for Fnatic, and it does undercut the Pangolier a bit, too, if you get unleashed. So it's an option here if they want to go for it.
I mean, Grimlock's super tempting. Buff up the Doom team fight. Amazing versus both these heroes. I will say I personally don't like the Doom IO trade. I think IO is the one hero that just makes
Radiant team
Doom's game
ban.
so hard in a lot of ways. Being able to sustain a core who can man right through the Doom. You have the reload save. It's an early mech and sustain buyer. Makes Doom's team fighting in the early mid very difficult. So I think that trade definitely favors tier 1, but Fnatic getting Chaos Knight off the back of it. At this point, I'm a Chaos Knight
10
believer.
seconds
I am on this
How could
guy's
you not
team.
be?
I don't think anything stops this hero. I have not seen one counterplay which has shown, all right, outside of that game yesterday where that was the one game where Chaos Knight really got shut down.
Yes.
He had a rough lane versus Mar Timbersaw, and then OG just had Shaker, Timber, plus some other stuns. Did not feel like that Chaos Knight got
10
to do really
seconds
anything, but
remaining.
I think Pango's pretty good, though. It's another common solution, another reason maybe
5
why T1
seconds
grabbed it here,
remaining.
because they said, well, CK's still in the pool, let's see if they take it. Because like in the mid game, you can easily clear the illusions just with Swashbuckle and Shield Crash. And then in later stages of the game, Chain AoE Disable can be really effective against it too. So I think Pango works well, certainly in fight aspects, but you obviously aren't going to shut down the CK laning stage.
and that's the downside to me.
ban.
Like, this hero accelerates so
Radiant
fast if he
team
doesn't get punished
ban.
on the early portions of the lane. And you saw CK, who was it? I think it was the Gaming Gladiators game. That CK was just solo killing Pangolier. So maybe it was Bet Boom. The Hawk solo killed the Pango. Getting my games
See
mixed
that.
up. But this lane is not necessarily that favorable for Pangolier. So
10
then you're playing for the
seconds
mid game,
remaining.
and I think that's where CK just thrives as long as he gets there with the items that he
5
wants. If he can get to the
seconds
Armlet
remaining.
BKB, Armlet Echo Blink, one of these builds, just a beast. He gets to choose how he enters the fight. He's insanely tanky. The thing about this hero is even if he goes in and you're dealing with him, he's going to create a huge amount of space for your other two cores. which is really nice for a lot of the teams who want to play lineups that lean more towards this tri-core setup where you have 3 sources of high damage off your cores and not any pure utility hero. That's another reason this Chaos Knight just thrives. He's one of the carries who goes in, stuns people, makes space.
Yeah, that's one place that he can suffer a bit is if he is the majority of your damage and they have solutions against him.
Yes.
He definitely has issues there no matter his farm level, because no matter how many items you have, if they have the right AoE disables, they can still kill your illusions. But with the Doom, they're going to have multiple damage sources. As long as their mid has some tempo and damage, then they should be fine on Fnatic.
Yep, we got Fnatic banning out some combos that T1 likes to run with the IO, with the Leshrac, Tiny, and the Gyrocopter removed. T1 is removing any kind of potential for Zoo with the Enchantress and the Beastmaster. We'll see what their final ban there is as well.
They lost to the Zoo already.
They did. They don't want to deal with it again.
Yep. And surprisingly, no gyro picks of the tournament, I believe, so far.
Correct.
So still a ban, but makes sense with the IO.
Even more Zoo with the Visage ban. Just thinking about this Doom position 4. They'll steal the Grimstroke. I think that's a decent take. I don't think you want to give Grim to Fnatic here. Just too scary to team the team at that point.
It was like watching Bet Boom in the last game against Team Liquid. They had literally all those heroes. They had Grim, CK, Doom. It was like the most perfect lineup you've ever seen.
There still is Bane to grab if you want another Pango dealer. And it's not a huge amount to deal with his ult as long as he can be in the back line, which he has 2 frontliners already. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go that type of route, or just get some more heroes that can help the CK and Doom sustain when they go in the fight here.
Kind of like Shadow Demon a little bit. Sometimes you want some Inkswell solutions. Ulti is great for dispelling the Inkswell. You can disrupt, save people that get gone on, guarantee their BKBs. There's some upsides to it maybe. But right now, other than like Pango, Inkswell with Swashbuckle aggressively, laning stage wise, they're not too concerned about Grim. But we'll see what their last picks are.
The Winter Wyvern coming out. It's very reminiscent of their opening series that they had this tournament. In the group stages, they had CK Winter Wyvern on the lane. Didn't work out as intended. But
they got used by Liquid yesterday after Bet Boom beat them with it. And it was quite good against the Grim lane, frankly, because as soon as they go on him, he just does the shield, he offsets the heal, and all the time he's stunned, he's not taking damage anyway. So I thought it was quite good. Other teams that picked Wyvern against Pangolier, we saw Beast Coast do that. It's decent against IO as well. I actually think it's a pretty good Wyvern pick here.
That was a heavy percentage favorite for T1, by the way, coming off of the Twitch chat audience.
Oh, what was it?
Something like 70 something.
Yeah, 70+%.
70+% for T1, which I wouldn't have said. I would say it's a lot more even, especially because it's inter-regional.
That's the part that throws me off for sure.
Yeah.
Normally I would say T1 would just go this Lina route versus the DP, but I don't think it looks that amazing in this game. There's some elements I like about it, but at the same time, how their lineup functions together, I feel like I'd rather see something that can go in with the IO to back it up. Traditionally would be the Leshrac, which of course is banned. Tiny also banned. Puts them in an awkward spot. They might just end up trying to bristle and tempo it again.
But they've got great solutions against that too, because they've got Arctic Burn for percentage damage. They've got Spirit Siphon, and they've got Infernal Blade. They've got really good solutions against tanky heroes, and they have very good tanky frontliners that sustain, all 3 of them. And they've got Cold Embrace to back it up. Like, it actually might be a rare game where Locket on Wyvern could make sense again.
They just go the Spirit route. I was thinking Storm was the go-to there because you have the IO to back it up in the Grimswell, but this Void Grim combo is still very powerful. I do feel like this is kind of Fnatic's wheelhouse, though. Just get a huge amount of teamfight scale, ball up, kind of just put the pressure on in terms of our cores are going to outscale yours, especially with the backup of Winter Wyvern, who is going to help sustain through a lot of this damage. There's initial Grim Void Spirit burst that can come out, but what's actually doing sustained damage through the fight if Fnatic can reset it off the back of a Winter's Curse or a heal for this Death Prophet, which again, this Winter Wyvern heal on the Death Prophet is going to cause T1 a decent amount of problems, I think, if Death Prophet can get to his items, because all of that Exorcism and Siphons can still be running during that duration.
Yeah, it definitely looks pretty daunting. T1 definitely could have some burst damage problems if they get too tanky. I guess they're looking for last support for Fnatic. Maybe they need a little bit more offense right now. As good as like another defensive support would look on the Fnatic side, and it could still be a pick. I feel like they need something else to chain initiate or to
10
follow up.
seconds
They could
remaining.
also still run Doom as a support as well if they really want to. There's
5
definitely some
seconds
flex
remaining.
potential for Fnatic. For T1, they are still looking for their hero for Gabby, I would imagine. But do they need to have a hero that goes well with IO? Because they don't really have any of your typical IO pairings yet.
Dire team
And
ban.
normally I'd also say maybe they don't even pick a hard carry because it's kind of their style, but with the IO pairing, it just feels like you have to, or you should at least.
Yeah.
'Cause otherwise, having the IO feels worse.
Banning out some of these pairings, IO versus the other strong one. There's still IO Razor, which you've seen a lot this
10
tournament.
seconds
That
remaining.
Razor CK matchup can be brutal though. It'll be
5
interesting to see
seconds
what route
remaining.
they go. I think there's still potential they could try and tempo this game out, but I don't know if they're going to be super comfortable playing that style. And yeah, like you said, Fnatic, they can still flex this Doom and DP even around to a support role. So they can take a mid here, they can take an offlaner. Depends where they want to apply the pressure. If they want another initiator, I think it would probably come from mid or that other support role.
I do appreciate the Nature's Prophet ban from T1. The scarring from their series against Gaming Gladiators with the Zoo strats.
Yeah, they are
coming into
very,
play.
very worried about the
Radiant
tempo. I don't think
team
that's the game Fnatic's going for here, but they're still just terrified of getting run over.
Yeah. They banned out the Templar Assassin last, so a little bit of flex with their ban as well, but just want to make sure that Armel doesn't get to play as Templar Assassin, just in case that
Would've
Death
been
Prophet
cool.
goes.
Very good against IO and Grimstroke. When you hit the backline, those guys
10
can't defend
seconds.
themselves, so it would have been
Team
pretty simple.
And they will have
And-
the hookah.
Okay, I like this. Gives them solutions against relocate if they doom somebody. They can control Pango outside of his role, gives them some disable follow-up. It's not the best against Void Spirit, but if he gets doomed, he dies. So I think it's a good pick.
It's a lot of AoE follow-up for this Winner's
10
Curse, which is always nice
seconds
to have.
remaining.
And at the same time, I mean, this lineup is so tanky now, right?
5
Yeah.
seconds
You have this
remaining.
Wyvern healing every huge tanky heroes off the percent heal. There's a boat room on top, multiple siphons. Doom and CK never easy to bring down. T1 needs some more damage here, and they need it badly. It's a hero that can
Choose your
sometimes
hero.
provide it. The new rupture mechanics help him a little bit. T1 definitely have a lot to enable him in the fight. At the same time, Fnatic just stand their ground. Does not seem like the easiest lineup for Bloodseeker to just run into.
That is true, but Rupture percentage-based damage when you start it, he's going to be able to get the shard later and then do percentage heal and damage there. That part's pretty good. It's not the end of the world if he gets doomed. It does give them some solutions. I still like Fnatic draft better, but I think the Bloodseeker is a good pick too.
It's Bloodseeker IO as well, which we've seen get out of hand really fast. Like if you start playing those early waves on all three lanes just to trade, you power them up really early. Suddenly this IO Bloodseeker 600 MS on the lane at 4 minutes or something. You just start chain killing your lane and you get out of control. I can see him carry the game, but I think T1 they have to have a pretty fast early game here. I think if it just goes into the 15-20 minute period, we're talking even net worth. It looks really hard to team fight what Fnatic has.
So a little bit of Fnatic favor coming off from SVG. What about you, Perch? Are you echoing that?
Yeah, I feel the same way. The IO pairing is fine, but maybe not the most incredible if Fnatic gets a net worth advantage. I feel like T1's just going to have damage issues once BKBs come on Fnatic, and they have the rum buff and the Winter Wyvern save and counter initiate to heal. Not to mention Death Prophet can stay alive and CK can stay alive. It just feels like it's going to take a lot of spells from T1 to kill one of these opening Fnatic heroes. If they do it, they can win fights, but they've got to get that first burst down, I feel like.
All right, well, let's find out. A little bit of an uphill battle here for game one, perhaps for T1, but how will it play out? Let's hear from Odie Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Steve, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what will soon be first game between Fnatic and T1. Fogged, we heard from the panel, it seemed like overall they did favor the way that Fnatic was approaching this, down to sort of their team fight, and probably the fact that they have a CK, pretty good hero right now.
Yep.
Do you agree, or do you sort of see something that they may have missed from T1's line?
It looks like a strong Fnatic draft through most stages of the game. I think the one thing, I guess, that could trip them up is just those long cooldowns that sometimes can make teams,
Sure.
you know, you can just get ran at a lot. T1, I think they've gone for this faster style to be able to try to counteract that team fight, but playing IO sometimes when you are versus this many team fight heroes, the game can be pretty difficult, so yeah, we'll see how it ends up going. A lot of eyes, I think, on Zephyr this game on that IO, see what he's going to be able to do to protect his cores.
All right, let's see. I mean, and then sort of overall, did you like the last pick from T1 going for the Gabby Bloodseeker? You know, when you sort of consider what options were left in the pool?
There really wasn't much left that was a good IO pairing. Literally all the other good ones were taken out. We're I think everybody in this tournament still looking for solutions for the CK. I thought perhaps they might go down the Razor route just to get this type of like early aggression that can try to dominate through the laning phase, but I think Bloodseeker can be a decent option if he can get ahead. That's the problem, right? He has to play ahead. I think all of T1 has to play ahead in this game in order to keep Fnatic like just behind in the gold department, because I think Bloodseeker has an okay matchup if he does get that shard, if he gets the basher and stuff like that. But if he's behind by any means, he might just get one shot by Raven.
What do we have here from Cuckoo? I mean, obviously my translation skills aren't perfect.
I see terminal
I was going to say, I'm guessing they're maybe having a bit of a joke about the airport. Of course, unfortunately for one of these two teams, this will be their last series at the major.
Weakest region, look at them. These guys are having a blast.
Yeah, having a bit of banter, of course, between the two of them. You know, as we saw and heard before the match, much respect here between the players on both of these teams. You know, they're excited for a very, very good series, hopefully, here between both of them. And, of course, if anything, it's just going to make them play better. You know, being paired against one another here in this series is the whole sort of pride of the region riding on the shoulders of whichever team is going to be victorious here today.
I hope the old chat continues in the game, too, honestly.
Oh, it will. I'm sure we'll see some more.
Definitely going to be some fun stuff. I mean, Carl versus Armel mid. It's a super fun matchup, so that's one I'm going to keep eyes on a lot. Other lanes that we have to look at a bit. One that's been struggling a lot. I know SEA is one of the regions that still keeps on going for it. The Pango in the off lane. It's something we're seeing kind of phased away, mostly being played in mid now. So I'm going to be looking at Cuckoo and Zephyr a lot and to see how they do in this bottom lane, because they're laning versus the CK. And from what we've seen, CK able to dominate most lanes and also withstand pretty much any pressure that is brought to him. So it looks like it should be a free farm game for Raven in that bottom lane, which always is a bit of a concern. But yeah, we'll see. Like we said, early aggression is what T1's going to be playing with. The Grimstroke Void Spirit, we've seen Tundra play with this combo a couple times. You can really take advantage and dominate the early game quite hard, with as long as they have like successful rotations to set that tempo. Taking a look at items. Wands all around. I mean, this is now the meta, as we've seen. Actually, mostly on Fnatic are the ones picking up all the wands.
Oh, no, jabs. Heading in here. Slowing damage as well down onto Gabby.
It's a lot of damage.
A bit of a hit here on the way back towards his lane.
Yeah, Scorched Earth, one of the highest damage abilities, level 1. Same thing, once you get level 2, it's actually the highest damage ability if they stand inside of it. Pretty crazy, and it was 2 for 2? Yeah, 2 for 2 on those runes. All right, let's see how it goes. Let's see how bottom's able to do. He said very strong lane from Fnatic drafted.
Straight to the bottom with you.
I'll see Cuckoo offering up some high fives. Doesn't look like Raven's
They don't want it.
I don't want it. It's all focused now. You know, they got the banter out the way in the pre-game. Now that the game's kicked off, it's all serious business.
Immediate spam. Like, if one person misses a last hit in mid lane, I think they both actually ended up kind of whipping a bit there. They both immediately taunt. I love it.
Mid-matchup, arm out. Already teasing around with Carl.
Oh, he gets the connection. Gets a deny because of it. Into the high five immediately.
See how these range creeps go. Carl just going to have the remnant control. Top lane. See Jabs getting a little low there to Gabby and Whitemon.
Jabs has to be a bit careful up here. The early levels definitely could prove to pressure him out of lane, so just has to keep himself a little bit topped off, because there's a lot of burst damage that comes from the Bloodseeker and the Grimstroke early on. We'll see how DJ decides to skill as well, too. Been seeing Wyvern played in multiple different positions now in this tournament. She's starting to come back.
Some big damage here from Armel.
Armel is really taking advantage of this mid lane a lot here. 8 and 4 already. And as you said, you know, the harassment is really starting to come in. And when we see this Kunkka versus the Void Spirits, Kunkka just goes for stats. Void Spirit has to rely on getting that rune luck a little bit. So wouldn't be surprised if we see Fnatic supports look to rotate mid very early on just to make sure that Carl doesn't get a rune.
You get nothing.
I'm in this bottom lane, as you said, so far. Raven not having any struggles.
It feels like all 3 lanes for Fnatic look like they're going to be pretty good.
Sort of up on the top lane where Gabby's a little further behind. I'm going to get the pull through to the side. So that bottom lane succeeds to sit very nicely for the CK.
Not the best creep to find there for Jabs. Probably one of the worst creeps now since it's been nerfed. Also, the hero duration is literally 2 seconds. It used to last a lot longer.
Nothing stands.
But just trying to get anything.
You don't have the sand. Your admiral is on board.
This mid matchup continuing to favor that of Armel.
And it's going to get better and better for Armel too, because eventually, like pretty soon now, he's going to be able to start farming his small camp as well to kick up his top.
Gonna try and make a move here for Jabs. So can't quite continue to chase him down. He's got the Scorched Earth up, and DJ was ready to cover him.
They don't have a salve for him, though. That means Gabby's going to be speedy for this laning phase.
Living things die.
See if he gets another chance here. Back on the mid, Carl. He's now out of the bottle charges, so he will have to be cautious, especially if a few more Tidebringer hits come in from Armel.
They're still looking for Jabs because he's sitting at half HP. Whitemon will be able to catch the creep wave too. Cool thing about the Envenom weapon, I guess, versus Bloodseekers, I guess he can reduce that healing from Thirst if he like hits him onto creep waves, but we still see them constantly looking for Jabs.
Gabby not quite able to set up with the blood right onto Jabs. So turns his attention over towards
Whitemon's dying.
Wyvern instead, but indeed, Whitemon's just getting chased down by Jabs. Jabs, he's going to be able to get first blood out of that.
First blood.
As Gabby tried to take down DJ in return, but didn't quite have the same damage output as Jabs did, going straight for the Grimstroke.
You cannot just walk into Scorched Earth the whole duration of it. 32 damage per second for 12 seconds.
Yep.
That was just hitting both of them the entire duration.
And he's going to have his phase boots pretty much out next time.
He sure is.
Jabs, so this top lane, Whitemon, he has to be careful.
And Fnatic in the meanwhile too, as we were saying before, likely to double check the runes. Look at Carl's bottle. Empty. Armel checked the top rune. They had Death Prophet, Genwell, checked the bottom rune. So continued pressure onto this Void Spirit.
So it's a tough lane for Carl.
Yeah. And it's really smart identification of Fnatic, just knowing that they need to do those type of things.
See bottom, Cuckoo trying to trade hits with Raven, but he's got the one charges ready. Pull Tango as well. Raven will be able to heal up.
The IO is making this lane go really well. As we said, sometimes the Pangos can suffer a bit in that off lane, but Zephyr keeping him topped off, even able to slow down a little bit of the farm of Raven. Pretty impressive.
And also, sniping the courier there from John Well will take out the Obs and Sentry from being delivered towards them on that bottom lane for Fnatic. Back on the mid. It's now hit the 6-arm out. See Void Spirit, tricky hero to catch in the combo. At the least still, Carl having to remain incredibly careful. Now hitting up to 39 CS against the 23 of the Void Spirit. Armel, quite the lead.
He needs help from his side lanes. He needs the IO, maybe even both, the IO and the Grimstroke to rotate around the 6-minute rune. Because you guys, again, as we said, I think Fnatic is going to do the same thing, make the move around, and just keep Armel getting this advantage.
Bottom lane, Raven. And a bit of trouble there, Cuckoo.
Ooh.
Getting him very, very low. Won't be able to continue to dive with the Swashbuckle and the Shield Crash already used. And they are out of regen in the lane, so he's going to have to rely on the passive to try and heal up. Raven steps up to the creep, nearly ends up dying. See over towards the power runes. This time round, Carl, he will be able to get the refill as he heads in, picks up the haste rune. Raven still teasing around in this bottom lane. He's got to be very careful. If he gets caught by another spell, he's probably going down. Cuckoo and Zephyr, they're looking for him. They'll be able to take him out there as they lead in and bring down Raven with the shield crash. The lack of regen that Fnatic had down here, costing them the life of their carry. See if they can get the two of them in return. No, they can't get Cuckoo. Cuckoo's going to be able to walk away. Carl's ready to dive in to look for more. DJ protecting himself momentarily with the cold embrace, but it comes to an end. There's the extra control, another astral step. Carl, he'll take down DJ.
The power and the
super important. I think as like panel was saying, SVG was saying, the early game from T1 has to be on point. If they start falling behind too much in this early game, Fnatic's draft just with this heavy amount of team fight will quickly start to take advantage. So quick smart move from Carl, gets his bottle refilled bottom. It will lose Whitemon, but still making some good early aggressive moves.
Dire's middle tower.
Top lane Gabby has hit the 6.
denied.
We'll need a +1 though if they want to try for it.
Dire's middle
Just a
tower
chance for
is under attack.
Jabs to TP out will always be there.
Armel still has TP also, so he can join top if he sees an opportunity if they end up going for the kill. Whitemon looks like he wants to actually set up for this one with Gabby.
Not going to happen.
Jabs has to be careful. Looking at mid. Trying to catch Carl, but he'll just be able to dissimulate it off.
He's going to go for the TP up. They've got the X-Well stun. It's not quite in time there. Heads up from Jabs.
Instant TP.
Immediately out.
Rest easy, die.
Raven is feeling the pressure, though, down here. They're doing such a good job. Still
Dire's
decent
middle
net worth,
tower
but you see
is under
Cuckoo.
attack.
He's already level 5. He's got the double bracer finished up. He's super tanky. Rune Armel will get at this.
Dire's middle tower is
Again,
under
extra
attack.
backup coming in for Fnatic around the power runes to try and make sure that the runes don't fall into the hands of Carl. Bottom lane, Raven.
More. Cuckoo,
Is
not quite
running out
6.
for Dire's middle tower.
See what they can get here. Zephyr, he's fine. How close is Cuckoo on the XP? Yeah, still about half a level.
Halfway, yeah.
Once that 6 is there definitely is a chance that we might see T1 look to dive the bottom tower again around the Rolling Thunder.
I think they have, like we said, they have to play pretty much constant aggression in this game, or it might get really problematic for them because the farm that's going to be coming out too, there's a Midas that's going to be coming out on this Doom. Fnatic's playing to just farm this game and go for late because they will outscale. Armel having an excellent game, as we've been saying. 4,300 net worth. He almost has gotten the mid tower already. 400 HP left on it.
Yet to be able to damage Fnatic's tower at all, of course, in the mid. T1, they're looking for the kills. Whitemon and Carl ready to go straight towards that bottom half of the map.
Gotta be active.
They want to find Raven.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So if they can catch him here in the jungle. Raven already backing off away from
bottom tower
this point.
is under
Try and
attack.
buff up Carl, but you can see here from Raven's movements, he knew what was coming. As he holds himself close to tier 2 tower. 4 heroes
them hunting.
and T1 desperately looking for the CK, but they can't find him.
They have to also find DJ because DJ's just going to slow down this push, and looking top, they might even get another tower. Mid also, as you mentioned, almost dropping. Just big moves from Fnatic. T1 they have to just full pressure this tower right now.
I mean, DJ
Party it up, bucko.
is probably not going to want to reveal himself. It doesn't look like they'll put any effort into defending this one.
He might in like 5
I mean, actually, okay, no, they're going to try and hold this. They're coming in with the TPs, arm out. Let's see if we can start something off it. Gone well, beginning with the silence onto the IO. Cuckoo has the thunder. Rolls to the side, trying to scout out DJ, but the boat's going to be coming crashing down onto Zephyr. As the IO will fall, and Fnatic will manage to hold this tier 1 tower bottom and push back T1.
They only lose the one on T1, though. They bailed out really quickly as soon as they saw those TPs coming in. But as we said, we're seeing Jabs getting that free farm going. Midas is about to be finished already. It's already 2k gold advantage for the side of Fnatic.
Yeah, the biggest difference really in the sort of the core farm is that of the mids. About 1.7k net worth difference right now between Armel and Carl.
Important that Gabby is ahead of the CK, though, early on. This matchup, it swings very quickly. The Bloodseeker has to just have that net worth advantage to be able to ever really deal with CK.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
It's going to be such an early BKB for Armel, though. This is a pretty big concern. When you look at T1's draft, it's kind of hard countered by it. The only real thing that they have that's going through it is Bloodseeker. Besides that, Armel will just be able to hold his ground every single one of the fights.
Yeah, very tough heroes for Carl to burst through.
Yeah. Top might be able to find Jabs.
Yeah, this time round, he's not going to have the chance to react quick enough to escape. Too much damage coming in. They bring down the Doom. T1, they'll get the tower bottom.
Nicely done.
Bottom tower has fallen.
The rest of Fnatic, they're smoking up towards this top lane. Maybe see if they can make a move onto Gabby. If Gabby gets a little too comfortable in this area, and Gabby will push out another wave. Pretty far away, and of course, no tier 1 stands up here, so no sort of backup available for Gabby. He'll get taken out. Takes a risky position there to farm, and it costs him his life.
I can't believe he actually shows himself on that wave. With no tower alive, that close to the T1 also. That really risky move by him. DP ulti now, running into the jungle. Gonna steal some camps. Looks like they're gonna try to punish, though. Carl with the haste.
See if they've got the burst. Now drag him back with the remnant. They'll get the kill out of this one. He's able to punish John well there.
Carl continued to get power runes too. It's a haste rune that I think 2 haste runes he's got, and now he has an illusion as well. Really important to keep his presence on the map.
Yeah, he's got to get himself back in towards the top with the kills. It's a void spirit. This hero's a killer. It's not a farmer.
As you see Zephyr's build, by the way, just to point out, something different from the IO that I think most times we've seen. Triple Bracer.
Triple Bracer.
Not going for the neck. Also, if you look at his skill build, very different from what we see also. Usually, a lot of times it's kind of like a more of a 5 IO going for mech and just heals. He's going for damage. He's max spirits. Usually you see people even skip the spirits entirely and goes for stats sometimes. So a really different approach, but understandable when he's playing versus Wyvern and versus CK. A little bit of that extra damage can be pretty important, and versus Cold Embrace later on could be nice. So I can understand why he's gone for it this game.
Dire's structures are just magnificently fortified.
T1.
Reload.
See if they can try and catch Bunker here.
They will.
Armel is pretty tanky. And the Inkswell will get him. They'll take him out. This time it was Fnatic's turn to have a core and a little bit of a scary spot there as Armel was pushing pretty deep top. And T1, they weren't letting him get away with it at all.
Great moves. Continuing to play pretty aggressive on the map. Pretty much punishing anytime Fnatic's heroes do show by themselves. Fnatic, he said, playing more of a farming style. Going for this Midas, in particular on the Doom that we see so much. Also, if you look at his skill build, Jab still hasn't put the point into the Doom, maxing up the Devour and the Scorch.
Mirrors of my delight.
Still being able to hold both the top and the mid tower. T1 not quite getting themselves in position to take a further objective.
These two towers are going to be much more difficult. Mid tower is going to be really hard for them to take unless they get some huge fight into the river or something along those lines. Pango,
he's got his
it's really early for an off-lane Pango to have these items.
Cuckoo, you know, he's the kind of off-laner that can just straight up carry the game sometime. And this time, once again, top net worth. He's in a great spot off the back of the laning stage.
He's going to hurt. And this Diffusal, I know it's a super common pickup on these Pangos, of course, but look at the cores he's playing against. 3 strength cores. This Diffusal, whenever you're playing versus those strength cores, the mana can be problematic, especially for CK.
And having sort of Zephyr by his side consistently, making it very difficult for Fnatic really to try and make a coordinated attempt to kill the Pango. Zephyr more than likely going to be ready with a save.
Absolutely. So who's buying Wraith Pact on which side? It looks like Zephyr's got the Vlad's queued up, so he'll probably get it. And I believe we have the Wraith Pact queued up on DJ. So as we see now, pretty much every game in this tournament, it's gonna have to be something that is factored in. Yeah, a little bit of an idle time now. 5-5. Fnatic all farming on their side. I think for them it's really just triple BKB go fight for Fnatic. As we mentioned, T1's draft is heavily countered by those BKBs, so I think T1, they have to just keep looking for these kills right now. I think this dead time, it does not play into their favor.
Now Fnatic try and get active here with the 3 of them. Actually, just the 2 now. It was just Armel and Johnwell that continue to sweep back into the jungle, see what sort of catch they can find off the back of an X mark here. Armel.
BKB. Feeling pretty invulnerable. And they'll find the IO.
They'll settle for Zephyr to start this one off. They'll even pop the Ghost, the silence, to make sure there's no escape for the IO. Zephyr taken out.
Fast movements toward top. T1 trying to take advantage that they saw that ult bottom. But DJ walking through the lane. He's spotted by a ward. T1's ready. And the scan even comes up for Fnatic.
Got the DD on Carl, so great burst damage to play with. Here he goes, straight in onto Jabs with the control, but the Cold Embrace is there. It's going to start healing him up. We'll only set up for the Soulbind, though, and Cuckoo's ready to roll in. The Thunder's off. They got straight in, but the Curse holds the Pango back in position. See if he can continue to chase as the Curse comes to an end. DJ trying to hide in the trees. Jabs, he's just going to straight up stand his ground, turn with the Doom, slam it down onto Cuckoo. Raven, he's around as well to offer up the damage. They're trying to get Cuckoo out of there, but he's going to get dragged back by the Rift. They bring down the Pango. Torrent up on the IO. Zephyr attempting to get out, and he will do so for now.
He didn't use his wand.
Let's see what Gabby can do here. Can he get any sort of cleanup going? He's keeping himself on top of the Wyvern, but the stun's there from Raven. Over to the side, Jab still being focused by Carl, as Carl is desperately trying to catch him. The Remnant will connect as Jabs goes down. See Gabby, he's a speedy boy here, straight towards DJ. Another one for him.
Next.
Carmel, that's the Torrent and the Tidebringer. Raven, he brings the damage. To the end of it all, Fnatic will be able to come out on top of that, specifically because of the fact that their carry Armel and Raven stay alive throughout it all.
They really brought the numbers. And Zephyr, I didn't see what happened. He had 21 charges, but he didn't use them to try to save the Pango. I'm not sure if it would have entirely saved him, but 21 on an IO, it's a substantial amount of healing. Bit interesting. And Fnatic, T1, they saw them setting up with the ward that they have in the lane. They saw Fnatic going, but they thought they could take advantage of the fight anyway. But Fnatic, as we said, overwhelming team fight on their side.
Yeah, maybe sort of just overestimating the potential burst they would have with the DD. I mean,
yeah.
Jabs, what he did go down, but it took them a long time. They couldn't just take him out of the fight with that first jump.
And now with the next fight, that BKB is going to be ready for him, the CK, and as we mentioned, Armel already has it. So next one is the triple BKB fight, which feels almost impossible for T1.
And whilst that move was happening, Todd, this is what was going on in the mid lane. John, well, he got the tower, but Gabby getting that kill in the mid before he turned up and joined the rest of them up top.
Pretty significant solo kill at level 13, as we saw there. Gabby still keeping up toward the top.
He's nearly got his BKB, Gabby. So he'll have a much easier time just freely running around the fight. And there's sort of the biggest thing being that the fact that once he pops that, he gets to worry a little bit less about Raven's ability to get on top of him with the Phantasms and just destroy him if he gets caught by a Rift or a Chaos Bolt.
It's going to be a strong BKB, but not, I don't think, as effective as the ones on the side of Fnatic. Because Fnatic, they do have a couple things that are just going to pierce right through that BKB. The Ghosts, even Curse, all the damage that's going to be coming from Armel, Doom. A lot of different spells they do have just be able to throw on top of those BKBs. So yeah, let's see. The one BKB on T1 versus triple BKB on Fnatic. Fnatic, they're looking to fight.
I mean, it's just a bit of an unfortunate time. You know, Carly, he gets the Ags, but as you say, being the fact that all the BKBs are ready, in preparation from Fnatic.
He has to bypass them, go to the back line, right? Find this Wyvern, find this DP. Yeah, that's how he has to take the fight.
And they're going to go for the Roche here, Fnatic. T1 know, and Fnatic know that they know.
DD inside Carl's bottle.
See if they can make a move for this T1. They don't want to let Fnatic get away with this for free.
Oh, the bash, Armel.
It's caught by the Rupture. I'll have the Cuckoo roll coming in. It's got to heal up Armel. Curse to hold back the Pango, but straight away, the jump was there towards the backlines. Raven's in with the BKB on top of Zephyr. They've taken out the IO. Raven, he's going to opt to TP out of this one. As he'll TP back to base. Buyback comes out from Zephyr. Fnatic still looking to hold the area around the Roshan.
How many other BKBs were used? Was it all three? It was all three, and it also was Gabby's. Doom still available, Boat still available for Fnatic.
Carl.
Team's a bit pushed away from this Roche, though. The bash is always a bit scary, Armel.
I think even Fnatic are now hesitant to head straight back into the pit, especially with the fact that they don't have those ghosts to help speed up their ability to take it down.
Don't have a blink yet on the Doom either. Their initiation is a little bit weird for the moment on Fnatic. It's just catching from an X. Once he's got the blink, it's going to be a lot easier for them to catch any heroes. But yeah, seeing 4K lead for Fnatic right now. T1 all still hanging the area. Rolling Thunder is back available.
This could be a good smoke from T1.
They might catch the BKBs in 10 seconds or so.
See if they can get the jump.
It's going to be so close.
And Carl's got to get him very swiftly. He's going to go straight for jump well. He's in with the combo. On a chance here for the Death Prophet.
Every kill matters.
See if they can go for more. They've still got a couple of them smoked up T1. They want to try and see if they're going to hold the air around the Roche. They're going to consider going for it themselves. I mean, they don't do it very fast with the heroes that they have, so a little awkward if they wanted to try for it, and they don't.
Especially versus the mass team fight. You go into the Roche pit versus Wyvern and Death Prophet and Kunkka. It's asking for disaster. So yeah, they'll split it up. Send Gabby bottom.
Precious
That's Fnatic. It's just going to continue to grow that gold lead. The passive style of the farm, it favors their lineup significantly. DJ, as we said, he's being greedy. He has the Wraith Pact done. The Philosopher's Stone definitely helping a little bit there. So, I mean, we've seen how busted this item really can be, especially versus some of these heroes like Void Spirit, where your damage is all about bursting a hero down. Let's see how T1 handles this.
Yeah, Carl, you know, he's not having a bad game on paper, you know, 3-0-2, but it's just sort of the nature of the lineup that he's fighting into. It's very, very hard for him to get quite as many kills as he would have liked coming up to this 21-minute mark. He has that Axe, but as we saw last time around, he has to go fully focused on the back lines because these cores, they just do not die right now to the damage output of a Void Spirit.
They have to catch the Wyvern first, it feels like, in the fight. If DJ's able to sit back, drop Wraith Pact, dropped his spells, I don't think anybody's really going to die on Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, the last two times DJ's just been a huge thorn in the side, especially for Cuckoo. Cuckoo's trying to get him with these thunders. He's just getting locked down by the curse.
Yeah, that is why we're seeing him going for that. Lincoln's gonna have it pretty soon, but not quite yet.
Jabs. So look for the jump in towards the high ground, but he's caught out by the silence. We'll put the BKB. Cuckoo rolling in.
Double rupture.
I've got the damage to bring down this Grimstroke.
Gabby's gone.
He's gone. They lose the carry as soon as the fight starts. Raven gets on top of him as Gabby, taken out, didn't get the chance to get his BKB off. As Fnatic, they'll also be able to set up here for Zephyr on the return.
Jab misses the war stomp a little bit there, but either way.
I mean, that was exactly what Fnatic need in these fights. They jump Gabby. If they eliminate the Bloodseeker, that's just a huge amount of damage that's going to come out from T1 in a sustained team fight.
They're just getting gold too fast and getting these items like the Blink and the BKBs on both the Doom and the CK. Like, Gabby didn't
again. Yeah, Gabby was not prepared.
He died almost instantly.
See, I'm watching from the side here, Gabby. Looking for a chance to get involved, but there we have it. Coming in from the left of it all, I mean, you can almost see what Gabby was looking at. He was looking at what we were looking at, right? He was looking at the fight, looking at the Doom. Suddenly, there's a CK on top of him, and he wasn't quite prepared.
He was probably happy. He's like, oh, I got a double rupture, guys. Blood right to follow. And then, oh my god, wait, I'm just gone. That's the power of the CK that we've been seeing so much this tournament, just deleting any core-to-core matchup for the most part. 8K lead. Fnatic starting to run away with it. And the last fight also, they didn't even have to use all their ults. They still had Doom. They still had Curse.
Step lively now. Your
Starting to get pretty difficult for T1. That's tough, like we said. Carl, 3-0-2, but you're really just starting to feel his effectiveness disappear on this Void Spirit.
Yeah, it really is one of those heroes that, especially when you're in a game, when you're against these cores that are just going to become naturally tanky. You know, playing against, what, three sort of big, beefy strength cores. There's going to be a certain point of the game where you're really relying on your carry, on the Bloodseeker Gabby, to be the one that lives and can just bring down these high HP heroes.
Starting to get the mass Lincolns to come out. We see Carl's got his queued up, Pango's got his finished. Hey, look, Gabby even queuing up the third one as well afterwards. But they haven't even used it. The thing is that all these fights, a lot of the fights they've been losing, Doom hasn't even been used. So they're itemizing to deal with it, but just, yeah, continues to feel like Fnatic getting so much more out of the map. A fourth BKB about to come out. The 5-position Death Prophet's about to have it done. Just really starting to feel like, yeah, who are they going to focus fire? You know, you have to catch DJ, but DJ sitting in the back has 1900 HP with this Wraith Pack.
Yeah, no, he's chilling.
Not easy.
And he's helping his teammates chill as well, of course. Healing them up. Slamming down that Wraith Pack, as you say, taking down some of the damage that T1's trying to do. And the curses. And each and every time DJ's been ready with the response. They've not quite been able to find him at the start of the fights as much as they need to. Again, a lot of pressure on Carl to identify where this Wyvern is and take DJ out before he's able to get anything done in a team fight.
And is he going to be able to do enough damage as well, right? Like, even if he finds DJ...
He probably doesn't solo him.
I don't think so. The pupils, if the Wraith Pact is down, no way does he solo him.
Absolutely not. DJ's going to be able to live. So now you're relying on 2 heroes to get there, which probably just now falls on to probably Zephyr being able to bring a core into the back of the fight, or just enabling them to initiate from an angle that Fnatic might not be prepared for. And then, of course, you're having to use that relocate aggressively, and a lack of a save could mean that so the ultimate lockdowns and the dooms, of course, from Fnatic are even more deadly for T1's cores. It's a tough game for T1.
Look at the pressure they're feeling. All 5 heroes set up around mid. Fnatic just continuing to farm, distribute wealth. As we said, BKB done for the 5 position. Quad BKB ready for the fight.
They're trying to jump Jabs here, but Jabs, to be able to attack, hits the Doom off. And that is going to be Carl locked out of the fight. Zephyr will come in with the save. Okay. Buy some time for him as T1, they'll look to reset. Not the worst of situations here, as they don't lose anyone quite yet. They might lose Zephyr on the way back.
Radiant must
yeah, they've got the catch on him. So Zephyr, he'll go down. Nothing that T1 could do to save him. They're going to try and poke back at them, but indeed nothing that they have will hold back Fnatic as Zephyr goes down.
Looks like T1's still attempting for something.
I mean, they're trying to go back in onto the Kunkka. See Gabby, there's him with the BKB, but the curse is going to hold him back. See Kunkka will fall. Big kill here. Can they get more from this? I mean, honestly, if they just get the Kunkka, they'll be happy. Taking Armel down.
Did you see the X? He X'd himself before he got ruptured, and then it pulled him and actually did a ton of damage with the rupture back to Armel.
I mean, that's a huge kill.
It is.
Armel was maybe feeling a little stronger than he was. You know, didn't have the BKB ready, was still on cooldown.
I honestly kind of want to say that I want to see T1 smoke almost immediately.
I think you want to go. Kunka's down for a minute.
I think you have to just try to catch Fnatic off guard when any of these ults are on cooldown, any of these BKBs are down. Maybe don't go for Raven, but try to catch some of the other heroes. It's still tough, but it's maybe something they have to start looking to do. A decent reset, though. Getting a big kill, able to save Carl from the Doom as well. They almost blocked the Doom, too. I think the Lincolns came out like...
It was, yeah, just a moment after Cuckoo did try. He tried to get that buff in on top of his Void Spirit, but jabs a little too quick.
Gabby still hasn't purchased up the shard. Looking for more of those like just HP items and everything first, but I feel like he's gonna need that shard pretty soon.
I mean, it's gonna be a great game for the shard.
Yeah,
sure.
He really needs that damage versus this triple strength core, but trying to prolong it as long as possible. As we said, trying to go for his own stat items. Nice neutral items we see being picked up. Zephyr getting a Paladin Sword. Probably going to pass that one over to the Bloodseeker. Whitemon picks up a gem. So trying to get rid of some of this vision that they've been playing under.
Checking out around the Roshan pit, but well, still a fair bit of time until that's back in play. And just only just going.
And we do have, of course, the big talents coming into play. Not only Heart CK, but level 20 CK, as we love. Reality Rift pierces spell immunity, so eyes on Gabby to just get exploded a lot of these fights if he isn't able to get reset away, or if they don't get the initiation off. Our Raven will likely kill almost anybody.
Yeah, these Lincolns may also save him from that sort of catch.
True. That's very true.
They've got to be ready, but at the same time, there's... You know, they're either looking towards Gabby to save him, looking towards Carl.
How do they kill Raven? 5-1-1 the CK this game with the Titan's lever, with the Heart. He's going to be 4,300 HP.
I mean, it really is. The answer is
they need the shard.
It's going to be the shard.
Yeah.
That is the only way they kill Raven. And you've only got to imagine Gabby will almost certainly pick that up after Lincoln's. It's got to be his next purchase. It's just going to have so much value when it comes to actually taking down Raven.
Get the BKB off.
Dyer's poor top tower. Can its end
How long on Roche? So about a minute and a half.
See down bottom.
They get the Doom.
He was able to get the BKB off in time.
So reload coming in.
So he probably stands a pretty good chance of being able to walk this one off. Zephyr running in. The BKB now comes to an end, but indeed the fact that he got that off, meaning there was no further control outside of the Doom, means the Gabby is able to walk away there. Very good on the reactions.
Yeah, good macro movements right now from T1, forcing the BKB from Armel, forcing a Doom bottom, maybe opening themselves up a window around it when that Roche does spawn soon. Depend on the timer, of course. And another DD, Carl. They're looking for a window here because that Doom is down. BKB on Armel, 30 seconds as well. If they catch this Kunkka...
They'll look to try and catch John Well here.
Ooh, the bash.
It's going to clip him to the side. John Well getting burst through. He's trying to heal himself up. In fact, it's Carl that's in trouble. Zephyr tries to tether to help out, but Carl just gets taken down immediately. Cuckoo's in with a Rolling Thunder. The core embrace is keeping John Well alive. They can't quite get the Death Prophet. They've lost two themselves here, T1, as Zephyr also falls. Cuckoo's still trying to find John Well, but he can't finish the job. The Death Prophet lives. Finally, the swashbuckle from Cuckoo takes him down. But they've lost 3 heroes, T1, and I think they're about to lose a 4th. Cuckoo surrounded, taken down. Ultra kill for Raven.
My God. Disastrous fight, really, for T1. They're trying to go for the 5 Death Prophet, and they lose 4. And their gem that they just purchased not too long ago. He tried to hide it at the end there. I saw a nice little attempt there from Cuckoo hiding in the trees, but... This CK, we see the damage, the explosive damage he's able to do.
Yeah, we'll see it again here. They got so close to really being able to take him out at the start.
Look how low he drops. Just the Spirit Siphon, the stick, every little thing coming into play.
And of course, DJ, that extra bit of heal with the Cold Embrace, making sure that there was going to be no further damage that was going to threaten him.
It was a dangerous commitment, really, from T1 too. Jumping into the high ground, a bit blind. Even though they knew that the BKB was cooldown, they knew that the Doom was cooldown, it still was a very big overextension.
Yeah, now for the next fight, Armel's got his Hex complete.
Oh, yeah. And Roche back on the menu in 40 seconds, and I believe that's when Doom is back. Actually, Doom's back up already, so...
Time.
See, the Shivas was also picked up from Jabs right before that fight. That last fight also started, so counteracting a lot of the healing that's going to be coming up from T1.
Smoke time from Fnatic. I know they've got a very, very solid initiation now with the Hex on the Kunkka. Arm out.
So strong right now.
For the jump. Kunkka will be able to get out to the side. We'll turn with the silence and the rupture onto the Doom. Put the BKB hit jab so he can stand his ground. Get the connection with the stun towards the Grimstroke. Illusion's heading in. That's going to mean a very dead Whitemon. Dying here to the army of Raven. And the rest of T1, they've got to run.
Just, yeah, so damn hard for them to kill anybody. No instant disables. Every single time, they're going to get their BKB off, and the backup will arrive.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Fnatic with firm grasp. Starting to feel T1 just being pretty hopeless in this one. They need some type of miraculous team fight with Cuckoo when the BKBs are down, but still not seeing how they kill Raven. They might be able to clean up everybody else, perhaps, if they get perfect, but Raven's just God mode at this point.
I mean, how is he going to die?
And they get an Aegis now.
4k HP with the armor turned on. He's got pretty much 4,500 HP here.
They can't, I mean, they couldn't even kill Genwell in the last one, and Genwell now also has Paladin Sword on the Death Prophet with more healing.
He gets one of those siphons off, and it's going to take a lot of focus to try and bring down that support DP. And Raven, lots of money to spend as well, on top of all the items he has already got done. 3,500 gold in the bank.
Yep, get another Linken's Breaker, right? Gets himself an Orchid. Linken's Breaker plus also a beautiful catch versus both Pango as well, that Void Spirit. Yeah, they're cruising through this one now. Jabs already set up for the next move, too. Look at bottom. Carl.
Oh, get the jump stun. That's the Doom. Having that halberd there to break through the Lincolns. Open up Carl to beat Doom. Zephyr will manage to save him. So Carl will live in this instance, but it will be Zephyr paying the price.
Good read by Jabs early. Good read by Zephyr as well, too, to be prepared to bail out his core and give his life. Good old supports. Raven beyond godlike. Immediate smoke from Fnatic.
Our T1's got to be careful. They might have to just back off out of their triangle here because Fnatic's charging straight towards them. Raven ready to get the catch with the Blink Orchid if he sees anybody.
Yeah, he can just lead the charge. He knows he can't die.
Gabby. He's going to have Cuckoo coming into the side. See them jump towards Jarmo. They want to try and take out this Death Rock. Jarmo has got some siphons going, so he's healing up, but not enough. Gabby will take him down. Over to the side, though. Raven had the control and damage to take out Cuckoo alone. You see Raven already hunting for more around the tree line. Carl, he's been caught by the X-Mark, straight back into the torrent. He'll jump forward aggressively with the Astral Step. He's trying to burst through this Wyvern, trying to take down DJ, but DJ won't quite die. Gets the Cold Embrace off in time. He can't quite kill the back lines as he needs to. He's going to try again, Carl. He's in once more. This time around, he gets the job done, but he's been caught by the Hex of Arm. Now the torrent's coming in. Raven's in with the damage. They may have killed DJ, but it cost them Carl's life as Fnatic, they're ready to keep pushing down bottom. Raven, even seeing if he can find more. They know that there's a chance that T1 still have heroes hiding around in the trees. They'll settle for the tier 2 tower. Fnatic, they're ready to push on. 2 cores dead on T1. They might have to consider buying back here if they don't want to lose the barracks.
They have to commit so much just to kill the supports. They barely even finish them off at that. They have to not only throw away their lives, but also throw away BKB, a full BKB from Gabby just to bring down this Death Prophet too. So damn tanky on Fnatic.
Yeah, we'll see Fnatic playing for the safer route. They'll look to just clear out that final tier 2 in the mid. Open up T1's base for the eventuality of being able to push in on all three lanes towards the high ground.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Even keeping the CK refreshed, goes back to base for a second, comes back toward the mid lane with the X. And Gabby's farm space is so limited. He's queuing up Mjolnir, probably feeling like he needs more attack speed before he can even get the shard.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
22k gold lead, 23 continues just to grow so fast.
I mean, yeah, Raven's just about to hit the 25. Huge level difference between him and anybody else on T1's side. Hurry up. Got his Hyperstone on. Able to find this. One more hit will do it. They're trying to, but he's able to take it off the map in time. So should be able to deliver this one back safely to himself, Gabby.
Them seeing that could give them an indication that he might not have buyback. I don't know how much gold he actually needs for it. Yeah, he still needs 1,000.
Yeah, you're right. He's short on the money.
Yeah. I think if they see that, they might be able to assume that he doesn't have it because he's been kind of trapped.
And they still have the Aegis on Raven, so if Raven spots him, he could just full commit deep into the base and take him out.
They're protecting with Lincolns. They're throwing at least one onto him.
Taking it off though. That means he's still going to get caught by the stun.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Keep his cool though, Gabby. Not wanting to use the BKB yet. Doesn't need to. The turn of the Soulvine Rupture. Now with the rolling forward from Cuckoo, he's looking to get DJ, but DJ's able to dodge it out to the side. John, well, he's being focused. Gabby in with the BKB, should be able to commit to take that. No, he's backing off. The BKB's starting to come to an end. John, well, will still die, but now Carl's been caught by the X-Mark, dragged back into the Chaos Ball of Raven. They'll come in with the tether. The curse is there, locking them down. Big heals do come out onto Carl, so Carl's been left alive for now, but there's the jump from Jabs in with a Who Stomp. The Doom will get blocked by the Lincoln, so Carl's still able to jump back to the high ground. He'll turn back in, look to grab them with a Remnant, but he can't quite get the connection. If you want, they will manage to hold the defense here.
Not a bad hold. Still seeing them having to commit like literally the full BKBs and their lives potentially to try to go for the support kills. I think Carl a bit lucky to get away there. That Inkswell heal, I think it caught like all the Phantasm illusions, pushed him all the way up to full HP.
We'll see it. How it played out, and indeed Carl getting incredibly low.
It's so close. Like the amount of damage that they're doing, the reduction really. Like I saw this Wraith Pact again over and over again, how much it does, right? Look at Genwell, how low he's dropping. He would have died a lot faster, but look at this little totem just reducing that damage coming in. Totem on totem.
A T1 showing that they are able to hold here. As Fnatic,
Radiant
they're back in action, ready to start looking for another push potentially. Gabby, once he got done, so the Miona's finished, and yeah, there's Shards queued up next.
Okay.
So only a couple hundred gold away. If he wants to go all in on the purchase and not hold for buyback, he'll have that ready for the next defense.
He got himself his leveler too, so yeah. Tons of attacks.
I mean, because so now at this point, if he gets in with a BKB pop to his teammates are able to throw down the Lincolns onto him, like Gabby will hit pretty ferociously.
Now they actually have potential to maybe bring down Armel, maybe bring down Raven, but it's still a tough task because they are very tanky, and they still have to always find the Wyvern. They need to kill the supports first before they can look to focus off the CK, because he'll just get Cold Embrace, Wraith Pact will drop, and the TIE fight will probably turn.
Catch with a smoke here. Jabs will show himself mid. They're going to try and see if they can catch him. Well, already the BKB's out from Jabs. First Lincoln, second Lincoln's taken out Carl.
Raven looking for a window.
Cuckoo playing very carefully now, right to the edge of the fight here, away from Fnatic, knows that there's a chance of Raven dragging him in. A T1, they tried to catch Fnatic by surprise there, but of course Jabs, quick with a BKB reaction. It's going to be back to the base for T1.
Oh, nice little plays from Raven there. Throwing the stun onto a creep, switching the illusion that gets created onto the tower. How many 25s do we have now? So 26 and 25 on the Kunkka and the CK that we pointed out from earlier. Raven getting near the six-slotted menu too.
Step lively now.
Carl, Jabs, he's found him.
He's got the Doom. The rest of Fnatic are heading over, and they'll take him out now for with the relocate. Jabs, he's actually going to get caught by the bash. Now the rest of Fnatic have turned up. Doesn't matter, Gabby's still able to commit and take down the Doom. Off towards the side, Gabby helping remove that, and now jumping in with the Cuckoo Rolling Thunder. Doesn't matter with the BKBs up, he'll turn over towards Raven, but of course Cuckoo on his own, he can't take down this CK. Carl, he's trying to get to focus on him, but both of these cores so tanky for these heroes. It's only really Gabby that can do the damage. See if he can get back in on this. Gabby's right, but he's caught by the Hex, but Gabby's just dead. He's out for 90. He tried to get back in. His teammates, they needed him to help out, but with his BKB already used, he didn't have the ability to keep himself alive. That's Gabby out for 80 seconds. No buyback on him. Fnatic, they can head straight back towards the base and look to take down some of these Barons.
I see every single one of these fights too. Gabby immediately pings Wyvern. Like every single one, he's like, I want to commit onto something, but DJ getting to just free cast.
Sometimes I find myself saying for no reason at all.
60 seconds.
Yeah, this
probably 2 sets at least.
The DJ Wyvern, I mean, the sort of both supports really from Fnatic have been a huge problem for T1.
They're committing for this onto Raven.
Is there the damage though? So you say Gabby is the only real big percentage-based damage dealer outside of the Bloodseeker getting the hit heroes. Raven and Armel, they barely take a scratch.
30,000 gold lead.
Middle barracks have fallen.
That's a lot of money.
It is, and Roche is back up. And look at Carl. He's just spam pinging Wyvern. They're just spam pinging Wyvern because they know how much work he's.
He is. I mean, he really is, DJ.
He has like we said, there's so many different things. There's so many different layers that's allowing him to be able to just free cast in the back lines. They have to deal with everything else too.
And it really was sort of from what that point onwards, as we mentioned earlier, where that chance and opportunity of Carl being able to solo DJ, well, you know, once that sort of window's passed and DJ had that Wraith Pact giving that extra HP and tankiness, it just meant that there was no way to deal with this Wyvern. Like, how on earth do they catch him? You know, DJ's playing on top form, and he's never been caught out of position in these team fights.
It does help when you have 3 of the beefiest heroes.
Oh yeah, he's got some beautiful frontliners.
Plus the 5-position Death Prophet who's this farmed, right? Like he has.
There we go. Let's see what they can do here. Carl, he's going to try and get in with the jump of the Aegis. It's already picked up by Raven. Raven goes over to one side. He's got the stun on Gabby. Gabby's in trouble. He's locked down Gabby upon the BKB. Zephyr takes him out in time. Zephyr will keep Gabby alive. Wymont will try and TP out. DJ will find him. As T1 not quite able to stop Fnatic from getting that Roshan and all the drops that he provides, but at the least they do make sure that Gabby will be safe and alive for a high ground defense.
It's just so wild how, I mean, this is what we've seen so much this tournament, right? This CK, the power of it, that's why it's pretty much first pick most of these games. 1 stun, a 2-second or 3-second stun, and you're just dead. You have to either get relocated out, pop your BKB, full run, and reset.
Come with me.
They'll have to use buybacks to try to hold this, but
Back so soon.
it's a tough ask. Refresher shard on Jabs, so he's got the double doom available.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
How do you defend against this?
You don't. That's how. You know.
Yeah, it's...
They'll kill maybe one person, but...
See Carl.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The tower gone Fnatic.
Has fallen.
The Ghost coming out for John Well as well. There's no need for them to back off. Carl, he's going to try and jump in, but the BKB's up for John Well. Staying in on top of the barracks, they'll continue to take down the objectives. Fortification will buy them a little bit of time.
Get the bash on Raven.
And Cuckoo is going to try and start things, but this is a CK with an Aegis. Carl, he's going to look to jump in. The BKB's come to an John Well with the cold embrace in there, healing him up. Inside the base, Jabs, he jumps in. He's the doom down onto the Bloodseeker. Gabby's in trouble. The Bloodseeker gets taken out. Zephyr can't save him. As Zephyr falls as well. No buyback for Gabby. Out for 90. As Fnatic, they'll take the top racks and they'll look to move it over towards the mid, over towards the fountain as Raven wants to continue to pad up his kill score. As there it is. GG, it's called Game 1. Going to Fnatic. 33 to 15, 43,000 now. I mean, we sort of heard it from the panel. Just how you did feel at the start of this one, the draft from Fnatic, it looked pretty top tier. And I think sort of that combined with top tier play meant
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mine is truly a blessed life.
Precious bounty.
The Dire just can't resist attacking Radiant's top tower. Radiant's top tower is under attack. The Dire just can't resist attacking Radiant's top tower. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Well, blow me over. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. Roshan has fallen to Radiant. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All mine. Dominating. Double kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Precious bounty.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. The direst elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Go now boldly. My vigor was never.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Thank you, my beauties.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. The direst elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower. Oh, look, they found the button. Radiant structures have been fortified. Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, I'll give them a head start.
Come on, sprites.
Double kill. Have no honor. My favorite. For the treasury.
Finders keepers.
Thank you, my beauties.
Cogliendo stavi qui?
Come on, get up! Oh, soak it in!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wait up.
Unstoppable.
Heal us.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. They must have seen dark clouds on the horizon. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. beset on all sides by miscreants, evildoers, and other people that I don't even want to mention, Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Cold and sweet.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. I'm sorry to say Dire's poor top tower. Can its end be drawing nigh? Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top is missing.
Radiant's courier has been slain.
Heal.
What was I doing?
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. The Dire's poor top tower. Can its end be drawing nigh? Dire's top tower is under attack. The Dire's poor top tower. Can its end be drawing nigh? Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. The Dire's poor top tower. Can its end be drawing nigh?
Nature attend us.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gotcha. Ah.
Amazing what you'll find laying around.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
For the treasury.
Bounty!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Double damage.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Immortality.
And they said I was cheesy.
Come on, sprites!
Killing spree.
Regeneration.
Dial. Might of Mars will prevail.
Time is running out for Dire's middle tower. Storm doors in place. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. More pity.
Sprites are with us.
I don't like where this is going. Unstoppable. Double kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle barracks have fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower, Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
First blood.
First blood! Oh, let this nightmare.
Surprising. I guess just way too much harassment coming out from Gabby and him. Carl, as we see, the reason why they went for this hero. Excellent, yeah. 5 and 5 to the 2 and 3 of the sniper right now. That's tough, right? 53 damage to 70 plus 22. Whenever he's got that tree, it's like a 40 damage difference. Bottom should be a pretty free lane, though, I'd say, for Fnatic. No way really to pressure the IO or the CK at all in this lane. So they're going to have to just manipulate lane mechanics a bit on T1. We see the Phoenix already start pulling creep wave behind. Mid. Oh, gets the toss away.
It's going to get to the point, I guess, you know, once a few levels are in for the sniper for Armel, then sure, Carl, whilst he'll be able to get him with that heavy damage to get some denies, it's going to take a lot of harass from this sniper.
It feels a little similar to the last game where he's playing a Kunkka versus the physical. Oh my god, Carl.
Getting close there.
When he's playing the Void Spirit versus that Kunkka, right? The harassment. He's doing the... I've seen Carl do this a lot at several different tournaments. Doing the TP play to try to get the secondary rune.
No, Armel dealing with it well, though. Was able to get the deny and make sure that Carl doesn't get the benefit of the double refill.
This lane feels like it's going to start getting really hard for Carl, really fast. He's going to need help to check those 2-minute runes and maybe even a TP to get his bottle filled soon. Armel's just going to probably go this like multiple Wraith Band into Trez and just hit him.
Just click him?
Yep, just click him. 9 and 7 to the 11 and 5, starting to even out. Carries, the CK and the Monkey King having a pretty much free time in those side lanes.
Oh, Carl, it's gonna be...
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, Armel. he's landing these shots.
Thompson's been playing, has been for a while. He's been playing the sniper mid a lot on his stream as well too. Similar build. You just go for your headshot and your take aim. Massive amounts of physical damage.
Wait, how many Wraith Bands does Thompson?
He buys like 3 or 4.
3 or 4, right?
He buys like 4. Yeah, he goes also Treads and Swift Blink, which is a little bit, you know, that's very Thompson-esque, but I don't think we'll see that from Armel. Because the thing about Swift Blink with your take aim, you get that movement speed bonus, so you can keep hitting them with it. It's kind of funny, but we'll definitely see a different build come out from Armel. I Carl, he can't even walk up to the creeps now.
At this point, you know, level 4, what, 2 points from the take aim and the headshot. You can't get close to him. Whilst all that action was happening in the mid between the two of them, it's bottom. And we'll actually have Zephyr going down as a top lane as well. Another one here for T1's safe lane duo. Whitemon getting kills against both of these. Now, Jabs and DJ not having the easiest of lanes up top, and a lot of it down to Whitemon's play here on the Bane.
I was watching these Banes just bossing it up. The creep! The range creep! Just killed Whitemon's courier.
As Dire's courier.
I continue to see the harassment. In the mid, Carl, he will be able to get the first and second water rune.
Carl?
Like, Carl?
This might be he's got him. It's coming out as well. Armel, he's having a great time. Understandable. He's getting to play the sniper. It's a fun hero to play in the lane.
I love that he rushed the boots early instead of finishing the second Wraith Band too, so he can get those extra hits on the Tiny. Really smart. And yeah, although he did so great the first 2 levels on the Tiny, yeah, really seeing already now Armel level 6, Tiny level 4.5. They need this Tiny to have a good game too, to get that Blink Dagger so they have that gap closed for this sniper.
I mean, can anyone afford to head over and try and maybe catch Armel by surprise if Carl can bait him in?
I think probably the Bane. I think Whitemon's probably going to have to look to make a move over, help out this Tiny, just secure for the runes and maybe even just set up for a kill. A sleep into a tossback, definitely a good setup. And they can leave the Monkey King alone for a bit. I don't think Zephyr can really move out of this bottom lane. This is not an easy lane for Cuckoo. Even though he did find the creep, he found the Manic Burn creep on the Doom, so he's keeping the CK a bit lower. The CK has an IO with him, so it's keeping him ramped up on that mana. And Zephyr actually is going to move away from the lane, so I think this is where Cuckoo could die bottom. Has to be very careful his positioning. And seeing multiple rotations, actually. Fnatic, even bringing DJ mid.
Yeah, I think they... We're just a bit on the defensive, knowing that some of the supports of T1 were starting to move around the map.
Look at Armel. He's having a blast. Look at it. Look at he's
pew, pew. He is in the zone here on the sniper.
I love it. Salve will get broken. Good tree toss from Carl.
Top tower is under attack.
Carl.
Balls in place.
Battle mid.
See, at the same time, I mean, Armel, it's going to be fine. Actually get the slow over the scatter blast. Zephyr's got to run. Jump forward, the cookie, they'll catch him. Couple more hits here from Armel. They'll take him down.
Dire's
He's got the Fairy Fire too. Will keep himself healthy. Carl was looking for a potential toss or Ava. Rune, be a haste. Oh, Whitemon. He's going to have to grab it himself.
See bottom lane. Raven and John Well trying to take out Cuckoo. Some good body blocks here on the IO. Not enough to allow them to continue for the kill. Cuckoo's going to be fine. Over in the mid, Whitemon. Oh,
Look at him go.
Oh, time to take some couriers.
1-2.
Easy. Whitemon, he's carrying the early game here for T1.
He even almost gets DJ with the brain sap there. Now got to move over, block out some Ancients since he sees it stacked. Yeah, Whitemon does not want to lose this game.
That's some great stuff here from the Bane early on. Needs to keep it up. They've got the 2 cores on Fnatic. Getting very, very far. Raven and Armel having a very free start in the lane. Of course, on T1's side, it is complete free farm for Gabby.
It is.
So the Monkey King is going to hit the good timings. We'll be going for the Echo Saber build, so he's going to look to get involved early on. Maybe try and find these situations where he's able to jump in and get on top of the sniper.
Okay, that is definitely very interesting. We've seen pretty much exclusively the Battle Fury build, especially when you're playing versus CK, so you can have that scaling, have the cleave later on versus the Phantasm. So we'll see if that pays off for Gabby, his early aggression. I like this for Zephyr already a bit better than last time. I know SVG was a bit critical of the build from his IO, going for the bracers. He's going to be rushing the Spirit Vessel this time. Felt like they even needed one last game, potentially, but this game it does look really good, and he gets it at a good timing. Both offlaners kind of suffering. Cuckoo getting a bit more out of the lane just because of that natural devour. And Jab's really getting zoned out top. But as you said, they can't really pressure Raven, even though they have percent base damage, even taking an early point in Infernal Blade. The heal is offsetting a lot of it. Scorched Earth building up. They are both dropping low on Fnatic.
Yeah, just very hard to really push these 2 out of the lane, though. The CKI.
Where's the rune? Spawns top. They'll deny it.
Actually, going to end up getting the kill on Zephyr. Over in the mid, Armel will get tossed back. So Armel, he's not scared at all. He's got the backup. DJ, if anything else was to go down, he'll stay safe.
I kind of want to see Carl move out of the mid lane, to be honest. He's really starting to suffer and last it. I feel like he does have kill opportunities. Like, if he even just walks toward bottom, could maybe set up a kill. I think they're going to refill his bottle, though, right now. Yeah. Okay, so Zephyr will come mid.
Bottom.
Cuckoo.
He's going to try and run from this. He's pretty speedy, but he's not fast enough. I end up getting the 2 of them down there. He was still previously. Zephyr ended up going down, meaning that Cuckoo was left on his own. Fnatic, they make sure to strike immediately as Raven continues to get a glorious start down in. We've already seen this series, what happens when CK gets out of control. Raven is hitting all the timings once again here in this laning stage.
We're seeing the move happen. They smoke actually from the mid lane to potentially set up for CK. They're going to have to just settle for an IO kill. Not what they wanted. But a kill's a kill. Oh, actually, killing spree. Okay, not bad then. But Carl, I think this is exactly what he needs to do. Don't go mid anymore. Just be active. Look to try to kill these side lanes.
Yeah, just fight,
Don't let the CK farm anymore. Yeah.
See if Raven expects Carl to still be around here. See how safe he plays.
He pinged it. I think actually the IO pinged it. I think they know that Carl's still in the area.
So we have got the 6 on Jabs now.
Oh, they're diving. Carl's going behind the tower.
See if they can find him. There's do see Raven for a moment. They've got the toss combo. Should be enough damage. Is there any help John Well could give? He's going to tether across. Carl's trying to chase down, but he's getting slowed now. TP's coming in. They're not going to be able to finish off Raven. Raven, he's going to get himself far enough away. See the TP actually get held back there by Jabs, opting to not head down. Looks like at the end of the day he wasn't needed. Just the moves from John well enough to get Raven back to safety.
Even though Carl doesn't get the kill, I think that's the right move to make. Just put the pressure onto the CK, make them move out of that lane so you can start getting farm on your Doom. And he even gets back to go mid and get the regen, so not really any time wasted for him. As we said, his net worth is being impacted because of that lane matchup that started to proceed, but continue to be out. Yeah, immediately runs bottom. I like this. I think this is exactly how he should be looking to play this one.
And bringing the 4 heroes down this time. We'll have Zephyr head back towards this area.
Fnatic knows, though. They have that defensive ward that they placed. Now they're just ditching the bottom lane, going toward top to take tower. Armel, though, when he sees the Tiny making moves also, he's just going to start shoving this mid lane, looking for tower pressure. Mask of Madness early picked up.
All right.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Feels like they have no gap close, right? He's just going to be able to dish out as much damage as possible. And maybe get the wrap. Whitemon is trying, but just can't.
Structures are fortified.
And again, a match where You know, Fnatic, they don't lack heroes that are ready to frontline. And both Raven and Jabs, they'll be able to head straight in and try and take the attention away from the sniper each and every time the team fights.
Yeah, Raven's already got armlet done too, so it's going to be a pretty good timing. Jabs, as we said, is set back a little bit, but not by much. He's pretty much same net worth as the Tiny in the mid lane. So yeah, they have the tanky front lines for Armel.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, T1. I bring the supports up top here. Zephyr and Whitemon. See if they can get a kill opportunity with Gabby. See if they feel that they can try for this. Gonna try and go for the IO. Okay, have the Phoenix grip. Should be a guaranteed kill it. Nothing to save John well as he gets taken down.
Looked a little awkward for a second. Sleeping himself on the Phoenix. But they get themselves also an earn charge, which can always be really relevant. Carl. Really was hoping for top rune,
Got the
but
kiss
on
in
bottom.
to keep the damage going on Carl. Carl's dead.
He's gone.
From my stone.
And the DD rune is bottom. Armel, he sees it. That's likely to be the tower in mid lane. Jabs also set up just in case a rotation does come. T1. Don't know if they'll expect Jabs here.
I've got to be careful how they approach the sniper.
He's just gonna kill it. I mean, he's just gonna kill the tower from the distance. He's got the max to take aim now. Force the glyph. And they will see Jabs.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Time.
I can just picture Armel continuing to do the motion. He's just spamming.
I bet
the laughter.
he is having a great time on the sniper. It's been a solid start. 1-0-2.
Oh, wait.
Not top net worth though. Gabby's still keeping the lead as this Monkey King, and he's just going for straight damage and fighting. So Echo Straber into Maelstrom into BKB. It's all about just standing inside that fight. And it's faster paced than that Battle Fury. Still an item that does address CK too, once he gets the Maelstrom.
Smoke time for T1, but was caught underneath that deep ward that Fnatic have.
I've never seen that ward. That's a really cool one. Super sneaky one in the mid lane.
So Fnatic likely to know what sort of angle T1's going to try and hit them from.
Yeah, great read. Raven still waiting in mid. He's going to show himself. He's a tanky one, so if they go for him, there's potential for turnaround. The Mars was in the area. And yeah, they're not even going to be able to set up for this kill. Cuckoo now showing his face. It's like Fnatic might want to punish this pretty farm Doom who has the Midas.
We really are seeing sort of back-to-back how T1, they're really trying to find these fights that they need to be getting, you know, Carl involved in.
Yeah. They're trying to pick up the pace of like trying to get that blink dagger to a faster pace. If he gets even like one kill out of the smoke, it's gonna get him that blink a bit faster to find Sniper, but unable to. And again, they just keep denying these runes in his face. See Armel deny a haste. That would be the dream rune for Carl this game.
And Armel looks to cue it up safely. He is going to go for the BKB this game. Make sure that even if they do get that jump, there's a high chance he can live long enough to stand his ground and back up to come in. Top lane, that's our bot lane. Jabs missing the spear. Cuckoo will turn, drop the Doom down onto the IO. And they've got the Wukong's command. Cuckoo's going to be fine. In fact, Raven, he may be in trouble. He'll pop the ult. He managed to get out of the ult in time. Supernova stun will catch on to Jabs. Raven continuing to try and retreat, but Gabby chases him down. Raven with the armlet toggle and the TP, he makes it away. Jabs as well in the tree line tries for a TP out, but a Nightmare will put a stop to his escape.
They almost brought Raven to his death because that spear misses. They get the spear connection, they get the kill, and probably just able to reset out, but right next to the tier 1 tower, missing the spear. A concern. T1, and they had to commit a lot of ults though, right? That was the Doom, the Wukongs, and the Egg. But a much needed pick up there to slow down pace of this game. 2K lead for them. Monkey King at the top, Doom with the Midas, continuing his presence.
And that is, yeah, with a full Maelstrom done for Gabby.
He is huge.
Echo Maelstrom, Gabby, if he gets on top of anyone, he's probably going to be able to take them down pretty swiftly. This Monkey King, very, very strong.
And they have the blink on Carl. So T1 in a comfortable spot right now where they could look to punish Fnatic. But as we said, a lot of ults were used. So Fnatic, they could also look to fight back with their Mars ult in about 5 seconds. Jabs is probably looking to be very active still, since he does have two very farm-oriented cores, the CK as well as that Sniper. And looking at just levels really quick, they're both 13.
Jabs.
The Monkey King and the Sniper. Jabs.
He was sort of looking for action up here, but he was doing it completely on his own.
The reload, they always have it.
Let's see if they can back him up in time.
He's dead.
He is gone. They should be able to find a kill in return, Raven. Able to at least take down Whitemon. And Jabs maybe overestimating his ability to stay alive long enough for backup to come in. They killed him too quickly.
He's being... the way that they're playing with the relocate is really nice, though. Just trying to set up for these solo kills, but T1 responding quick every single time. BKB nearly done on Cuckoo. And they're getting some good timings. And a DD rune bottom. This could be a really good one for Carl. Give him that window to one-shot the Sniper before he's got the BKB. And Doom is back online. So T1, during those moments when they were lacking a little bit of those cooldowns, Fnatic wasn't able to fully punish.
They're going to get the jump in on the mid, Carl.
Armel.
He's able to get him with the avalanche, the toss back. Armel will get Cookie to the side. Also, the tether coming in from John Where they're keeping the Sniper alive. Kisses from DJ. I mean, yeah, that Cookie being delivered just in time. I think without that, Armel would have been dead for sure. It was a fantastic toss back right into the middle of the majority of T1's lineup. And Armel able to walk it off there, thanks to his support.
I mean, we need to see that again. Look how quick the timing was from DJ. Facing the right direction as well. And the Sniper will just push him beautifully out. Couldn't ask for better from Fnatic to bail out Armel. And yet, into Roche immediately after they see that play.
It looks like they're going to be able to get this. Okay, Whitemon is close by, but doesn't really want to be the one that leads in first. So Fnatic, they'll get the Roshan. Armel now with that Aegis.
And BKB pretty much done too.
Saw some excellent support play from Jarmwell and DJ in the first game. We're seeing more of it here.
Looking at some items being picked up. For that, actually.
Hang on, Raven.
Big
Jarmwell, what are they doing over here? All right, well, Gabby, he's just cleaned up a double. He's probably going to be able to get another one out of this as he turns over towards Jabs. Jabs full time with a spear. But just like that, see, well, they just got themselves 3 kills. I mean, Armel was sort of, okay, we got the Aegis back to farming. DJ also chilling in the triangle by Armel.
That's right.
They probably looked at each other like, hey, where's the rest of the boys? They were over in the jungle of T1. What were they doing there for?
I really thought that they were going to back up for a second and just wait for these items to come out, but nope. They just go for the fight immediately with Jabs, relocate in, and kill Raven.
And now, Whitemon. Okay, there's TP's coming in, and this is pretty deep, so they won't be able to do anything with this Nightmare setup. But, I mean, a huge fight for T1 to sort of get handed to them inside their jungle.
Oh, and Jabs is 0-5-0. He's having one of the rougher Mars games I think I've seen at this tournament. And he's also like the missed spears and him like setting up for these plays. It's forcing them to reload in, and even it gets Raven killed too. They got to be a little bit more careful these next few moments that they go for these plays.
Absolutely. Anytime they want to try and enter T1's jungle, they've had to bring the full squad. They're going in with 1 or even 3 heroes, as we just saw. It's not going to cut it. T1 is more than happy to take those sort of fights, especially with how strong Gabby is.
And just their overall team fight lineup, right? They didn't even have to use the egg from the Phoenix. They're all just set up in the area. BKB on Cuckoo, feeling strong to be that front line.
Bottom tower.
They'll scout Armel for a second. Can they get on him, though? Carl, not in the area. He's bottom. Scan is out.
See if they want to try. Gonna have to do it twice. It's not easy. Boundless strike, Cookie. So separate Armel. He's able to turn, still continue to get a few hits in onto Cuckoo, but Cuckoo's tank, especially with the Essence ring, Carl. He's in with the combo. That's going to be Armel gone down the watch.
He looks dead twice. They have to go for a reload.
See if Jarmwell's able to take him out. Get over to the side. See if they can take him any further away as T1 they're chasing. The arena's down. The spear's going to be dodged here by Gabby with the BKB. BKB, in fact, as well for Cuckoos. They'll commit for Jarmwell. Actually, nearly escaping again with that tether. The boundless strike from Gabby takes him down. T1, they get everyone else. No, sorry, Fnatic get everyone else out of that. I mean, that could have gone worse for Fnatic. Armel was able to live, but still some sort of shaky moves after a pretty top-tier coordination that we have from Fnatic in game 1, and kind of up until 2 minutes ago in this one. Fnatic, they're starting to get a bit shaky.
Yeah, starting to feel a bit of weakness, really, from the Sniper. You see him hitting the Doom, and it was actually 0 damage.
Yeah, Cuckoo didn't care. He did not care at all.
And if you look at the 3 cores, they are getting very...
Armel, they found him.
He is gone.
He is... Can they save him? The tether? They healing him up. It's not enough. Armel's going to corner, Cuckoo and Carl. We'll see if they can get anything in return after losing their sniper. Raven, he's going to back off, doesn't want to get in on this.
Gabby also.
Now from the side, he'll find DJ. T1 up to a 5k lead. Fnatic, it's slipping away from the mid. Done well. Jumped as well beyond the tower. Gabby, 8-0-4.
Level 18 at 21 minutes.
All right, this is taking quite a drastic turn here as Fnatic. Pretty much everything kind of went wrong for them after they got roached in the Aegis. They split up, bad things happened, and then a rough fight top and into Jabs. Is he going to get caught again here?
He might. Whitemon's hot on the chase. Can't quite get him.
All right, he's into the trees. He'll be fine this time. But Fnatic, they're getting outplayed. T1 up 8k. As we say, Gabby just absolutely massive. BKB done. He's going to be working his way on towards the Skadi next. This Monkey King is a huge issue for Fnatic.
I don't know how they're going to deal with him. He's got double the net worth of... I mean, he's almost like 2 cores put together from the side of Fnatic.
He's getting very, very rich.
And Jabs still no BKB. It's about to be finished, but even when he has BKB, look at this Monkey King. He's just going to turn and kill him in seconds. And we were mentioning the tankiness from these cores. If Wukong is down, plus 24 armor. Doom, when he has Devour, has the plus armor. Tiny already has the plus armor built in too. So the physical damage from Fnatic, it doesn't feel like it's going to be able to pierce through this now at this point when they're this behind.
Now, Fnatic's got to be way more careful with how they go about looking for the fights. You know, this is sort of the thing, right? When you have a mid-light sniper that's as vulnerable as a sniper is, as soon as you lose one of your other cores, there's a very high chance that the whole team fight that you're trying to bring together is just going to implode completely to the damage that T1's lineup can bring.
Yeah, looking tough for these next few moments. This gold lead is very significant.
If this move goes wrong for Fnatic, it's going to be very, very painful. See if they can get the jump this time with their smoke. Great. For the Duke, straight away in. The arena's down to trap the two of them. Carl and Cuckoo falling low. Carl will try and run, but he dies in the arena. Gabby's standing his ground in with the BKB and the Wukong's command, but the tear that gets Jabs out to the side.
Gabby.
What Fnatic needed, they're ready to go for another catch. Straight back in with the stun.
Oh, the spear.
Nightmare will help Gabby dodge the spear. Gabby is trying to turn and get the Jingu Mastery build up, but the damage from the side comes in this time. Armel able to stand his ground and shoot down Gabby.
This time they get the initiation. It's not Jabs who gets the initiation going, but they get the instant stun. BKB not able to get popped in time from Cuckoo. And I see the toss back, right? Carl attempted to blink in and toss it far out, but it catches a Phantasm, and then he's caught in a world of hurt himself. Armel just free shooting the whole fight. A much needed fight, it feels like, for Fnatic to come back into this one. It's slowing down Gabby finally this game. A big kill streak gone. 8-1-4 now. And who ended up getting the last hit? It was Armel, right? So Armel got like almost 2,000 gold that fight.
It's a lot of money. It's enough to get him his Hurricane Pike done, so
yeah.
Something else that may just save his life. And also there it is, the Wraith Pact done for DJ.
So Wraith Pact on one side. Do we have anyone queuing up the Wraith Pact on the side of T1? We do not.
We'll certainly see how much of a difference that will make in these fights. And to T1's ability to burst these heroes like Armel.
I think it's going to prove a big problem for Carl in particular, right? That tiny burst damage drops significantly versus that Wraith Pact. And they don't really have great heroes to kill it either. Fnatic has better ones because they have the Sniper and the IO to be able to focus fire it, and even the Snapfire. So maybe that's why we see the T1's not going for that Wraith Pact on their side this time. But yeah, interesting to see that the Phoenix is going for just mech pipe this time around.
Smoke once again from Fnatic, the last one. Very, very successful.
If they get that instant stun, Raven's going to be one of the
they've got to be prepared for these Raven blink stuns.
Carl!
There's the jump. Get the opening onto Carl. Carl will live for now. Now they'll try and turn it. Cuckoo charging. He was able to get the Doom down onto Raven. Bound to strike out onto the two of them. Take that relocate out of the side. Jarnwell keeping Raven out of the action for now. See Zephyr trying to head towards Armel, but he has to be careful himself. Don't fall from Carl. He's staying on top of the sniper, or at least trying his best to do so. But the BKB's available for Armel. Armel pops the BKB Raven. He's ready to get back, and they pop the supernova. But Armel, he's shooting down the grip. It will stop Armel, but it comes to an end. As Armel will be able to kill the egg, but he'll lose his own life. T1 back to winning the fight. As Gabby, he's not done yet. He's looking to Jabs. Boundless try for the setup. They've closed the gap. The rest of T1 coming over. Jabs, he's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. T1, they'll take the team wide.
Vengeance! You will wake
instant doom. Cuckoo, no hesitation there. Carl gets jumped on, and Cuckoo just runs and immediately dooms that CK. And Fnatic kind of immediately in disarray. As soon as that happens, they have to relocate out, try to reposition, and T1 with the chase down is able to get it.
Is under attack.
And with those kills and with this tower, Gabby should have the Skadi ready for the next fight.
And that's going to be real strong versus the sniper versus the CK. These BKBs also.
Defend the top tower.
That aren't even online, right? CK doesn't even have BKB, and he's going to just be completely slowed if the Wukong is down.
The Dire just can't resist.
As you said, Fnatic, they found themselves a decent fight before, but quickly smacked down from T1.
So if Fnatic want to try and do anything here with full team back up in 10 seconds, it's going to be tough. T1, they've already taken the top tower.
Raven's just starting to become quite poor. 1, 2, and 7 on the CK this time, looking a lot more mortal.
I mean, eyeing up the Roshan as well. What do we got? 1 minute until Rosh is back in the game.
Whitemon having a blink too. I actually really like this pickup from the Bane. Saw what he was able to do with it there, potentially saving the egg. Oh, and a headband. The dream for a Bane. Continuing to really feel the pressure on Fnatic. Armel, as you said, you know, he's got Hurricane Pike, he's got BKB, he's got double defensive items, but his damage, once they get on top of him, is feeling pretty lackluster. Still quite difficult. 3,000 HP on this Monkey King. And T1, ready to fight. Haste Rune and a BKB on Carl.
Yeah, I mean, they know how strong they are. If they can get that blink initiation, the fight will crumble for Fnatic.
He has his BKB on Raven, but he's scouted. Quick moves.
Finally got that blink dagger done on Jabs, and they're going to look to smoke up in return here, Fnatic.
Let's see if he's able to catch anything with it. He's had such a rough game.
The direst elements are pelting
Roshan's up.
It's up.
A one-team fight will probably mean a secured Rosh.
It's a DD inside Gabby's bottle, and they have all those big team fight ults around that.
And letting the kisses off in advance, they took the risk of maybe seeing if they're in the pit, but that means there's no kisses for the team fight.
Fnatic really needs every little element of damage too, it feels like, in the next one. T1. Do they have a smoke? I don't think they actually even have one available. Maybe it's coming on the courier. No, they don't have any available. So they're just going to walk in. They're going to start the rush. Snapfire ult was used. Full Shiva's now picked up for Cuckoo.
I mean, is there any chance for Fnatic to jump in and try and commit?
It feels really difficult now at this point. Into Shiva's too. Like, they have so many ways to just commit in backline on T1 now. Let's say Japs is thinking about it.
See if he can time it. Roshan getting very low. Gabby considering using the Wukong's command here to keep the area covered. They know the Rosh is going to be low. Jabs is going to try for the jump in, but immediately Whitemon's there with the grip off to the side. They'll turn their focus towards Carl. We'll see Roshan getting focused. And Tether will take Jabs out to the side for now, but that means that Gabby's going to have the space to get that Aegis picked up. They did get the kill on Rosh, Fnatic, but of course Gabby getting what he was after, both the shard and the Aegis for him. We'll be able to pass that shard over. That looks a bit to Carl.
Yeah, I was like, I hope he doesn't take it himself. It's probably one of the worst, if not the worst one that you can possibly have. Fnatic, though, immediately smoking. Doom was used. There's still an egg available, but Wukong and Doom on cooldown.
And I know that Gabby's BKB is also on cooldown. Again, it's down to Jabs to get a catch, but without the arena, it'll be purely on him getting a good angle with a spear.
Yeah, Jabs and Raven.
Not easy.
They can get the jump versus those cooldowns on the BKB.
And you see the position for T1, they're prepared.
Yeah. Whitemon just ready to get the instant grabs every single time. It feels like he's just been crushing it this game on the Bane. 3-1 and 12 since the laning phase. Always getting these immediate grabs. That Fiend's grip was so fast on Jabs. Now Armel starting to get a little bit of damage built in. Has the small crit finished up on the sniper. But as we said, yeah, Raven still quite far behind in comparison to his counterpart. And he just keeps getting doomed. Every single one of the fights, the CK is just doomed.
Yeah, Cuckoo's been doing a really good job of that. Making sure that Raven's not able to get multiple rounds of stuns and rifts off.
Zephyr almost level 18 as well, too. So they have the sniper to kill the egg, but Level 18 egg could be problematic. 10 hits is a lot to go through with just one hero.
Especially when Whitemon is on the hunt for you with those nightmares and grips.
Gem now picked up for Fnatic. Trying to get some type of vision advantage, because it does feel like every single one of the fights that T1's been able to win, they always have that Obs and Sentry placed down to get the advantage just to see everybody.
Radiant's bottom
Just trying to take out some of that
tower is
vision.
under
We'll see Gen will take out that top ward. That ward in particular on the cliff was kind of crushing Fnatic the last few moves.
Radiant's
T1 might just
bottom
knock on the
tower
front
has
door.
fallen.
I think they are going to force
Dire's
Fnatic back.
poor top
Fnatic
tower. Can it
got to be
end?
prepared to
Radiant's
defend.
bottom tower
Carl's
is
level
under
20.
attack.
He's got the grow talent and that shard, as you mentioned, so he will take out buildings in a heartbeat.
T1, so they know that they've forced Fnatic back. They'll head over to other lanes themselves. Not wanting to yet try to push the high ground. They've still got a tier 2 to take top. They can look towards that, try and get all 3 lanes in good position. They've still got plenty of minutes here to play with the Aegis.
Struggling to see when Raven's going to be able to just take a fight. Armel continuing to get strong. Raven, sure, he's still getting a bit of farm, but feels like he's just completely countered this game. And the itemization that we see T1 going for, too, is going to address it even more. Shivas, as we mentioned from Cuckoo earlier. The Vlad's now picked up from Zephyr, probably going to be going for Wraith Pact. Yeah, just so many different elements that the CK is going to somehow have to chew through. And they're scaling. Like, all 3 cores on T1 are scaling. We see the itemization from Carl, now going for the Moon Shard. So he's also going to be going for this right-click scale build. And with 13k advantage, it's feeling really good for them right now.
Of course, there's always going to be something to be said for a sniper defending his base.
Absolutely.
And as we have seen, even in these sort of losing fights, John Well has been doing an excellent job with the relocates. Each and every time, always able to make sure that one of his cores gets a second chance in the fights, taking them out to the side.
He's definitely kept them in the game at this moment. Like, they probably would... It would probably be some like 20-something thousand gold lead and a lot more kills if he hadn't been able to get a lot of these reloads. He's been pretty clutch.
Almighty bunny.
Falling further and further behind, though, on the map versus this Doom Midas, versus the farm speed for Gabby. And is that the full Gleipnir finish?
I think it might be, right? Has he got the recipe as well? He does. There we have it. So extra control.
Amazing versus
Gabby,
CK, too. The Phantasm is now never going to really exist. And he has his own form of catch and control inside of his ult. I love it. Really love that pickup. T1 continuing to tick all the boxes. Fnatic now starting to get trapped in their base.
30 seconds left on the Aegis. And will soon expire here for Gabby.
Got so much out of it, though. Net worth fleet is just tremendous now. Cuckoo almost has a full refresher.
And they've also got the Wraith Pact now themselves.
Now it's like, what do you hit? Okay, you have to hit the Supernova, you have to hit the Wraith Pact. I mean, there's no way that Sniper can do everything.
Yeah, I think T1 not in any sort of rush. They're very happy sitting here with that lead, and they know that as long as Fnatic is as scared as they are, where they're forced to sort of sit in the base on the high ground, T1's going to be able to continuously out-farm them and just get so much more out of the map. Fnatic, they'll try and break that with a smoke. See who they can find, but T1 themselves very, very carefully playing this one. They're back up to the base. They know there's a high chance that Fnatic will be coming out looking for them.
I look at the map right now. Look at the vision. If you just toggle it for Fnatic, they see nothing. This is a really tough smoke to be able to go for here. They're just trying to read T1 making a mistake, but yeah, T1, they're not going to make that mistake. They all group up. They're smoking themselves. A head-on 5v5 fight will be disastrous for Fnatic.
I'll have to TP out of here, at least a few of them. They did show Raven on the top lane.
They got a ward down to attempt to play around, but it's quickly going to get countered.
I've got refresher on Cuckoo, ready for the next fight. Already been doing some excellent stuff with the one Doom.
They're so farmed. And that one ward, the one little bit of information that Fnatic had on the map will be gone. Continue to just have to hug each other. So just continue to see that gold lead grow and grow.
Armel very much feeling the pressure of how they've been jumping him, opting to get himself a second defensive item.
a third defensive even.
I guess true on top of the Hurricane. Yeah, that's right. He's very much scared of them jumping in, which is never going to feel too good having to build these many arms. You know, you want to get that damage, especially when it might come down to the point where it's just all going to be down to how much damage you can deal whilst you're sitting in the base and sitting on your high ground. He's just that concerned about the initiation and the catch that T1 have.
I don't even know if he can go for this build. That's the thing. I
think you just got to go all out and damage?
I just don't even know what he builds in order to deal enough, because it's just him. It really feels like Raven is starting. Yeah, we see his farm like slowly trickling up, but he's just got so many counters. Playing versus this Monkey King with the Gleipnir, playing versus Shivas, Great Pact, etc. It's just not easy for Raven. So I'm not too sure what he gets. If the Lincoln saves him a couple times on like a base defense, then maybe that is just the best choice for him. Yep, T1 just farming, continues to grow from 15 to 17k to 19k.
They can wait as well for the next rush. See if they get the shorter respawn. Could be up in 20. We'll have a look.
Yep, no rush. Very relaxed gameplay now from T1.
And understandably so as well. Already, of course, you know, down a game in this series. They want to make sure there's no chance of letting this lead slip away. They'll play this out as safely as they can to force out the game 3.
Ooh, it's a quick one. Very fast spawn. 8 seconds.
That's perfect here for T1.
Fnatic, they've got one ward again out on the map.
Radiant's top tower is
trying to get some sneaky positioning. A Shadow Blade even picked up for Raven. Spending his gold. They know that this next fight is probably one of the last ones. Armel did not spend his gold, though. Still hanging on to 3,800. You see Carl.
Do they want to try? They'll force the BKB out from him. That's something.
Okay. BKB forced. Wraith Pact also forced.
Invisibility.
See if they can make that sort of jump again.
They're just trying to. They have literally one ward that they can play around, so they're like, we have to play around this vision because it's going to die immediately afterwards.
And Ag's waiting there. Roshan, I think something that Gabby would be rather happy to take.
And there goes the vision. See if they try.
Carl, I'm going to be a bit careful with the BKB on cooldown still for that 30 seconds. They'll head into the pit. And of course take this down very, very quickly. So Fnatic, if they want to have something to say about it, they'll have to make a move soon, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to get here.
I don't think they can in this area where there's just no information, no vision. Like Phoenix can just Zephyr will place himself perfectly in the fight, just get a full Sunray onto his teammates. So yeah, no way Fnatic can look to go in here.
And Gabby sent up there to grab himself the Aghanims, the Aegis as well. Level 25.
That will help for the siege versus the sniper as well too, those Wukong statues.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Of course, that additional ring, meaning that it's highly likely that Gabby will be able to find the Wukong's command around Armel, even when Armel's trying to do his best to keep the distance.
Armel, he's got the Lincolns going for a shard next. So, as you said, you know, 4 or 5 different forms of ways to protect himself.
He's just trying to save himself.
It's important, and a very important pickup, actually. They find a telescope on the side of Fnatic. So, I mean, that is nice. Any little bit to keep the distance for the sniper is something that they definitely need.
Some nice neutrals as well for T1. Gabby gets the Penta Edge.
The dream for a Monkey King. Those Wukong statues attack range gets pretty funny. Continuing to grow, 27,000 gold lead. A Shadow Blade now for Carl.
That's a big lead. I mean, we saw this
huge lead.
Game 1, Fnatic, they were the one with a huge lead before they closed it up.
It happens when you have a Doom, that when you're able to control the map like this. Like the Midas, the Devour really starts to kick in. And as we've seen, you know, Gabby having this near flawless game, 430 last hits, 10-1 and 7.
Excellent to see, especially after he did have such a tough showing in Game 1.
He did.
He got well and truly counted this time round. As you say, just the one death. This worked out very, very well for him here.
He's carrying what? Let's see. Spell Prism is on the CK. Io is carrying Telescope. And still keeping Quiver on Armel. Interesting that he's holding the Quiver. I guess just really wants like that one little hit every single time instead of the Grove Bow. Because they actually have Grove Bow on DJ. Some players have preference between the two.
There's a lot of damage.
It is. Lately, I don't know. A lot of times I like the attack speed from that girl bow, you know, just give you that little bit extra, but... T1, just continue to farm.
And they're chilling.
Just keeps growing. What's the next big items that they can look for? I mean, Arcane Blink on Gabby would be a big one. That instant setup for the Wukong's plus his Boundless.
Eon Disc nearly on Zephyr. Looks like the damage item of choice for Armel will be the Butterfly.
Okay.
As it queued up next. Of course, he'll be hoping to find the 25 as well before that push comes in. And then they'll have that chance of having that extended range and be able to play from an even safer distance back by the tier 4s.
Hey, his range is going to be pretty nuts.
And they are yet to lose a tier 3 tower, because your T1, for all the lead that they have, they've not been able to approach the base of Fnatic at all.
Can you imagine a sniper comeback from a 30k deficit? We're starting to get to some ridiculous bounds of gold, really, for T1. Just always getting Roche control, too, as well. So extra ags and refreshers and whatnot, as Fnatic's just trapped in their base. We're already at like 97 to 3%, too. So Gaben really believing in this advantage of T1, as I think it's a safe bet.
It does feel like that, for Armel to have that sort of comeback impact on the defensive, he needs at least an extra item.
He's even switched up. I think he's...
Okay,
I don't even know. Yeah, he switched to Moonshard, the highest possible damage that he could maybe get. Raven walking out jabs too. Almost getting caught.
Just teasing around with Raven. I'll smoke up behind Gabby. Looks like T1 are ready to try and take it to the next level. See if they can get that jump inside of the base. They're going to look for Raven. Remember the combo, Raven. He's in trouble. They've got the Doom down on him. He's going to get taken out. They cannot save him in time as Raven out for 70. Use the fortification, but T1 that want to keep pushing to at least force out the buyback from Raven.
Dire's structures are just magnificently fortified.
It almost feels like they didn't even have to commit the Doom there. They just did, I feel like, because Cuckoo wanted to. He's got another one. Well, Gabby.
He's going to try and get into the side. He's still got 45 seconds left of the Aegis. Zcar focusing the objectives. As the range ranks down, so goes the melee as well. It's T1. Successful push from them, and a push they can look to continue again down the mid.
Cuckoo refreshes.
They're going to jump in under the tier 4s. Raven's going to get laid down. See if they can get him in position, but no, Armel's just going to get burst. They couldn't keep their sniper alive. That's Armel out for 90 seconds here. T1. And they get in deep, they get the kill. Over to the side, Raven, he's been gripped. Whitemon has the full control. Asset dieback on Raven. They'll tap out. GG, it's called. As T1, they'll take this game. Being a game 3, ladies and gentlemen, here between T1 and Fnatic. Both games.
They got 40,000 gold.
It really has been. First game we have Fnatic building up the gold, and this time round it was T1 with the incredible stockpile of money before they